everybody, welcome to The Colors of Beauty by Elle. I am Isabel. Welcome back and welcome to part 4 of how I got from there to here. And sorry about the big gap because I wanted to film some other videos in between because I had gotten some stuff. So anyways, in my third the third video I did, I was talking about how my husband, got into medical school, that we got a letter from the school saying that he was accepted to the medical school, which was like a total amazing thing, not because he wasn't smart enough or anything like that. It's just that, we had a lot of stuff against us, like our age. And then because they ask you, how many kids do you have, your age, things like that. So it's just was a lot of stuff that was piled against us, at the time. So we were real surprised. So after he got into medical school, then comes the finance woes. Okay, so what happened was that he had to make school a priority. He had to go. That was his job. His job now was school. He wasn't getting paid for it. He couldn't get a job because that had to be his whole focus on from the time he woke up to the time he went to bed, with tests and with memorizations and different things like that. So I ponied up. I had to, we talked about it, and I had to work. I worked full time. I got a job at a doctor's office working in the optical department. He was a private doctor, so I was there for, that's where I got hired at. And it was pretty tough because, with me making just a little bit of money and him going to school, I had to support, my 4 children, pay the house, the rent, the utilities, the food, everything. I had to do everything. But I can't say that I paid for everything. I can't say that. So because my husband, he did get student loans. We did get some student loans, which student loans, they accumulate really quickly. But we were trying not to get them because we knew, we had to pay them back. And then, interest and things like that. So we were trying to figure things out. But I told him, I says, everything will work out because, I will do what I have to do to make sure that you go to school, that you get to school and you get everything that you need to do. I will pick up the slack. So at that time, it was quite difficult for both of us because we both didn't really see each other that much because he was at school, and then he had to, it's medical school. You have to go and do labs, and then you have to do other things and interact with the profs, and do all the work and study and memorize. I can't say that enough. So I went to work full time. I went home. I took, I did the laundry. My kids, helped out with the laundry, of course. They did what they could, and I fixed dinner and made sure that my husband and my children were okay, settled, whatever. So it was a it was tough. It was really tough because in between that time, I mean, things happened, you know. So when my daughter, I don't know what year it was when my husband was in medical school. He was in his, let me see, third year or second year. He was either a second year or third year in medical school. My daughter, she was in high school, and she told us that she was going to have a baby. And we're like, okay. We were, first of all, we were like, oh, okay. You know, what do we do? My first thought, the first thing I thought of was I need to make sure that she finishes her education, you know. So I started making phone calls to the school, and of course the school, the high school, they didn't let her in. They didn't let her go to school because she was a liability, you know, because she was carrying a baby in her belly. So I had to make a lot of phone calls to find I call it pregnant school, a pregnant school where they take, you know, kids who are pregnant, and fortunately, I was like so fortunate that the people that I called connected me to a lot of resources, and then I found this school that was like a nonprofit, or like they were able to take her because they had openings. Now the school was actually a house, and the house had like different rooms in it. They had a kitchen, and they had a room where you could take your baby there. You know, for the girls who had the babies, they could take them there and be with the babies while they were getting schooled. And they also had buses. The buses were a godsend because the buses actually picked my daughter up right in front of the house where we were living, and they took her to school, and then they brought her back. And then she was a senior at the time, so I wanted her to finish I wanted her to get her education, because that was very, very, very important to me, and I know that it would be very important to her in her future. So then I was able to, because she was graduating that year, she was able to be connected with her class in her senior year, her class that she had to leave, you know, and to go to this other school. I was able to connect with her class so that she could go to her prom, her senior prom, because it was really important to me that she felt, for her, that she felt like she was a normal, you know, a normal kid, you know, going to her prom and things like that. And I wanted that for her. I wanted her to experience all those things that kids experience, you know. I didn't want her to be left out. And although I didn't have a lot of money, I know my brother was wonderful. He bought her prom dress and, you know, her shoes and stuff. She looked so pretty. So she was able to go to her prom, and at the time of her prom, she had already had the baby. So because she had graduated, March, May, because I think she was the baby was probably 2 months old, I think, when she was able to go to prom. So but she was still going to the school, and then myself or my youngest daughter would watch the baby while she went to school, you know, because I would, like, on my days off, or I would always work. I'd work a lot of night shifts so that she was able to go to school and be able to, you know, get her education. Night shifts meaning that I was able to go in later, and at a later time, and then come work that time frame. So I was that was really good. So then so I wanted her to have all that for for her, because I didn't have that, and I wanted her to have that. So anyways, then after she also got to walk, because she did finish, she did graduate, but I wanted her to walk with her class. So I had made arrangements between this school and her high school, so that she was able to walk, get her gown, get her cap and gown, and able to do that. So I was able to do that, with talking to them and everything, which was like super duper for me. And we went there and we took the baby, and she walked, and she got her diploma, her high school diploma, which was like awesome. So and then afterwards she got other jobs where she was able to take care of the baby and stuff, but she still lived with me, of course. And then we didn't have a lot of money. We me by myself working and doing all this, it was tight. It was really super tight, because with a new baby and everything, we were renting a house, and then there comes a big blow. Okay, a big blow, meaning that our landlord told us we only had 1 month to move out of the house. Because no, not a month. That's not true. He gave us 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I say that because I'm still in unbelief on that, because that was really weird. Because his kid was getting married, and him and his kid his kid and his wife were going to move in that house. So I didn't know what to do. My mind was blown at the time. I told my husband, I says, I don't know what we're going to do. I was crying. I says, we have a new baby. We have 4 teenage kids, a brand new baby. I don't know what we're going to do. So my husband got to, he didn't know what to do, and we were just like scrambling, trying to figure out, he's like, well, I might have to quit medical school. I go, no, that is not an option. I told him, that is not an option. No. So, thank goodness, we had a great friend that helped us out with buying a new house. It was our house, but he was wonderful. I think, seriously, how God puts people in your way to, brings angels to you so that he could help you. Well, I really believe that this person was meant there to help us. He was my husband met him at medical school. He'd only known him for 2 years, and his family really helped us out. And we were able to buy our first home, and we were so elated and so excited, but I was so worried because I didn't know if I could keep up with the payments and stuff, but we did, and we were able to pay him back, little at a time. We paid him back, and we were able to pay him back the full stuff, and I'm so grateful for that, so grateful, and my husband is too. So then we were there at that house, and then it was really a difficult journey. It didn't come easy, because we had the kids and the grandkids, and you know, then I had to have a really big surgery, which set me back a bit because I couldn't go to work. It was a pretty big surgery, and I was off for a while, but you know, I had accumulated some sick time, and so, but the guy that I worked for was he was a hard person to work for. It was his office, and he was very, very difficult to work for. So I thought, well, I think I'm gonna go and work at a different place. So I put in my application for some surgeons, some ophthalmologists, and so you know, so they interviewed me. I was really excited because they did interview me, and I you know, so then finally they said, okay, you know, we're gonna hire you, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like so elated. So I was so interested in what they were doing and stuff. So they taught me how to, you know, behind the scenes. So I was working with the ophthalmologist in the surgical side of it. So I was able to assist them with surgeries and such, for the patients, you know, with the cataracts. And hi, thank you, sweetheart. and and so that was really exciting because that's where I got my surgical training. Hi, Rufus. My goodness, so many kisses. And so I was really happy, and I was making more money, so I was excited about that. And so then we went on from there, and then my husband, eventually he graduated from medical school years later, and that was difficult for us to go through again because, you know, you had to pass every single test to a higher thing, you know, and then you have to go through what you want to, you know, specialize in. So my husband is specialized in just family practice and surgery, you know, in this just like simple, like taking, I can't say simple because no surgery is simple, right? But appendix, and he did some heart surgeries with the assistance of a heart surgeon there. He did, you know, of course he did his routine on-call thing, you know, going through rotations. He did deliver a lot of babies. So cute. He did deliver a lot of babies and did a lot of overnight stays because of the babies in emergency medicine. He did that for a bit, and it was just on and on and on and on. It was not easy, you know. So finally finished residency, and med school. He did med school, and then he finished his residency finally. And then, you know, from there, he just got stepping stones into different jobs. You know, first it was more like occupational medicine, and then he went into, what was it? Urgent care. And then he went into just different areas of medicine to see what he liked. So finally he found what he liked, his niche. So he was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So I'm like, okay, you know. So after that, I mean, he started making some more money. And then it's not all like you make a bunch of money, you know, and then you're like rich. because people always think that doctors are rich. That's not true. That's not true. Doctors are some doctors are, I guess, but um, do I consider myself rich? No. Do I consider myself poor? No. I consider myself in a place where I'm comfortable, where if my children needed our help, we're able to help them, and my parents. We have a beautiful home, you know. We're very blessed with all the grandkids we have. We're able to save to go to nice trips, every other year we save up to go to trips that we've never been to before, places. So so that's been really nice to do. But do we have a mansion? No. I mean, I don't live in a mansion like you see on the Housewives of whatever, things like that. I think it's just a choice what you want to do in life. I love my home. It's my dream home, of course, where I live now, where I love, and I have a place where my children can come and spend the night, and my grandchildren. And this is where I want to be right now in my lifetime. We're good. I mean, we're still paying on our student loans because the student loans never go away. So what do? You have to pay the piper. And that's something that people don't tell you when you go back, when you go to school. You have to pay student loans back. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to get all the student loans, because they don't let you do, I don't think, we've never done it, but I don't think they let you do, what is that, when you repo or something? What is that? Bankruptcy. I don't think they let you do that with student loans, especially with, a medical school, So, we're still paying off on that, but we're, okay. So, I think that it's important that you guys, if you're struggling out there, thinking that you're too old to do anything or going to school, you're not. You're not old. Just do it, Just do it. I want to let you guys know that if I did it with 4 kids and a brand new baby, eventually during that time, my children all moved out because they got older, and I think it's important that you keep your eyes at the end of, at the light, at the end of the tunnel, because then it will all come full circle, it will be light, and it's worth it. It's really worth it. Yeah, I told my kids, I says, do you think that we could have done something different to make your life a little bit easier? And all 4 of them say no. They were brought up, just had a good, normal childhood, and they joke around now because they're like saying, I was so hungry, I was looking for a Cheerio behind the refrigerator, which is not true. Oh my God. We didn't have elaborate meals, we didn't go out a lot to eat at all. Our out to eat our big thing was Friday night pizza, pizza and Coke for Friday night. That was our indulgence. And we were always, and we still do that now. My husband and I, we always do, we call it Pizza Beer Friday now instead of pizza and soda. But because back then we never had alcohol in the house at all. We never did, because of our children. But it just is so wonderful to see the impact that we had on our kids. And all of our children are very well educated, and they did go to school, and they did go to college, and they all have great careers. And they all say, it's because we watched Dad, and Mom go through it. And that in itself is so rewarding to me, my husband, because that would, when you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And we did that. We did both. We talked it, we walked it, we did it. You can too. So don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on going back to school. Don't ever give up on, I can't achieve this. It's too hard. Yeah, you can. You can do it, you guys. So that was my whole message. So that's how I got from there to here, So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. And if you guys have any questions for me, leave them down below. Would love to hear your questions or your comments, and please pass these videos along to people that are having a hard time and saying, look, they did it. They were thrown out of their house with a brand new baby. Circumstances, I believe that the Lord is good, and He puts people in your way to help you. And I don't know what your religion is or anything like that, but for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And that's how I feel. And things are great. Not everything's not, everything, maybe you still have things that happen in your lifetime, yes, your car breaks down. Yes, you have emergencies in the house. Yes, but it's, I don't know, you can get through it. Just have faith and get through it, and pray and struggle through it. You're gonna get through it. So yeah, that's my message. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, colorful day. And look around you and look at all the beautiful colors of beauty, because they're everywhere. Not just colors, but in everything. So, okay, you guys, I will shut this video down, and that is my series. And share these videos, and I will have another video coming up. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.